Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my bids and more. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot. It's the off season. We're waiting for Madden 19 to come, and I thought it'd be fun to come up with a couple of different cards that I would love to see in Madden 19 or even Madden 20. I don't really care at what point they implement these. Madden has a history of some pretty questionable cards that weren't necessarily all-time great players, like Ed McCaffrey. Look at this guy's stats. He had like 2 good years, but he was one of everybody's favorite cards when he dropped in Madden. So either way, these are some cards that weren't necessarily all-time great Hall of Famers. They're outside the box type of cards that would be great additions to MUT cards in Madden 19. If you guys agree with my opinions or you have some of your own, I'd love to know in the comments section, as well as hopefully EA will see this video and you can pass it along to them. So let me know in the comments section. Other than that, hit the like button if you like the video. Starting off with QBs, I tried to make sure that I make mobile quarterbacks because I think that's typically what people like to use in Madden, is somebody that at least has mobility. Anybody remember Mark Brunell from the Jaguars? He was a mobile quarterback, I thought he was a borderline Hall of Fame style guy. Another guy which was a very popular player in CFM was Tim Tebow. Bring Tim Tebow back in this game. Give that dude a card. A couple of them played along with Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell. These are guys that put up close to Hall of Fame statistics. I don't think they'll get in, but they were definitely great players. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, 2 guys that played on the Gray Show on Turf. I think neither one of them ever had an all-time card. Another very close Hall of Famer, Keyshawn Johnson. I think he was like 6'5". He broke over 10,000 career yards. A lot of these guys had great careers, but might not necessarily be Hall of Famers. Anybody remember Muhsin Muhammad, Carl Pickens, Eric Moulds? All these guys were big receivers that would be awesome to have in this year's game. As far as speed guys go, I think Torrey Holt would probably fit in that category, but another guy that a lot of people don't remember how great he was, Joey Galloway. This dude was a burner. He held out and he missed a large portion of his career because he was like benched for a couple of years based off of holdouts, I think. And then an out-of-the-box guy, Wayne Chrebet from the Jets, for my Jets fans out there. Now, with running backs, you got 2 types of guys, maybe 3. You got power guys, and you got speed guys, and then you got all-purpose guys. So I tried to break this down in a couple of different directions there as well. I also have 2 fullbacks. Larry Centers, this guy, I think he might have had a card a couple years back, I'm not entirely sure, but he used to catch 100 balls a season for the Cardinals. That was pretty impressive. And then on to the power backs. Larry Csonka is a legendary power back. Doesn't necessarily have the greatest numbers, but if you watch like films of that guy, he used to run people over. Eddie George, he was a monster back in the day for a couple of seasons, kind of an injury-shortened career. That's what happens to power backs. And then you got your speed backs guy, Clinton Portis, speed guy. Warwick Dunn, the ultimate scat back in the day. Brian Westbrook, another scat back. Tiki Barber's a guy probably made a Hall of Fame if he played a couple more years for the Giants. A couple of all-purpose backs like Edgar and James was a guy that could do it all when he was playing. I think he's close to the Hall of Fame if he didn't make the Hall of Fame recently. Corey Dillon, over 10,000 yards. A little bit of a combo guy. Jamal Lewis, speed and power, like was rarely seen in the NFL. Super Bowl champion with the Ravens, rushed for 2,000 yards I think that year. Only made the Pro Bowl 1 time. That's kind of crazy considering the guys had over 10,000 career rushing yards.
Now, the #1 fastest player of all time, Gerald Green.
Now, as far as defensive players, there's some really obvious guys that have never been in Madden as far as I know. Darrell Green, was he ever in Madden? One of the fastest players in the history of football. I would love to see him as an oops wide receiver too. I think that'd be nasty. Another ball-hawking corner that played for the Patriots and Eagles, Asante Samuel. That guy he had a lot of career lifetime interceptions. I think he had over 50. Aeneas Williams, I think he might have had a card. I'm not entirely sure, but he was a great cornerback as well for the Cardinals. As far as safeties go, did Jack Tatum ever have a MUT card? I think he might have. I mean, he was a nasty hitter. I think he'd be a great addition. There's guys like Troy Polamalu. I know he just recently retired not too long ago, but he should definitely get a card. Blaine Bishop. Not a lot of people remember him unless you're a Titans fan. Played for the Eagles for a little bit. Some really obscure names. Merton Hanks. These are some guys. I get getting more obscure as we go on, but I know people that like those teams definitely know who I'm talking about.
This guy is a Troy Polamalu clone.
And then Laron Landry. Here's a guy who played across from Sean Taylor at the same time that everybody remembers the great Sean Taylor cards and great Sean Taylor player. But he got ran out of the league pretty much because of steroids. But he was a monstrous player too. Another Pro Bowl player. A linebacker, I think Bill Romanowski had a card. I'm not entirely sure. Greg Lloyd, a lot of sacks for the Steelers. Levon Kirkland, another Steeler, great linebacker. Steelers got linebackers for days. Patrick Willis, this guy here was a 99 a couple years back. How come? I know he retired early because of fear of concussions, but why doesn't he have a card? Shawne Merriman, another guy, really great player. Lots of sacks, shortened injury career. I think it was something about his knee or something like that. Seth Joyner, if you're an Eagles fan, I'm gonna keep throwing out Eagle guys for us Eagles fans. And then continuing with the Eagles fans trend, I would go Jerome Brown, the great defensive tackle who lost his life in a car accident for the Eagles. Justin Tuck, another guy not too far retired. Mark Gastineau, sack master from the Jets. So that's it. If you guys have any personal fan favorites you would love to see in this game, let me know in the comment section. Hopefully you'll let EA know as well. And that's it. Thanks for watching. BADDENMONEYSHOT out.